name's Dawn H. Jones from Hope Place HR, and this week I want to tell you how I was coached by several coaches all within a 7-week period. So on the 6th of November this year, last month, I decided to set myself a challenge to read one book a week for the rest of the year. I didn't plan it, I just knew I had to do something radical to grow myself and my skills. So if I wanted to be more, I had to become more. At the start of the challenge, I didn't stop to count how many books I actually had to read. Knowing I had to read all of these books that I'd signed myself up for was enough. So a couple of days ago, I actually counted how many books I set myself to read, and it's 7. Now today, which is the 20th of December 2021, I've read 6 books and listened to 2 audios. Now currently I'm reading Michael Hyatt's book, Your Best Year Ever. And yet I'll continue to read 1 book a year until the end of the year, just as I promised myself. In the meantime, I wanted to share some of the actions I've implemented from each book. I didn't just want to read the book, I wanted to implement something. So I kicked off this challenge by firstly rereading Teresa Belfoy's book called The Leader's Checklist. I learned that everything rises and falls on leadership. And Terry reminded me that it's crucial to consistently meet with your team no matter what. So I started making sure team meetings happened no matter what. And I also paid attention to the books Terry referenced, and I put these on my reading list also. The second book I read is called 5 Things Successful People Do Before 8 a.m. Again by Teresa Belfoy. I started to exercise first thing in the morning to increase productivity. And I thought, who would want to exercise? Not me. But I actually started doing it and it works. Now I confess, I climbed on my exercise bike half asleep some mornings, but it didn't last for long. Before I know it, I'm awake. And as a result, I no longer start my working day with a foggy head and my overall health has improved. Now, the third book was also another book by Teresa Belfoy called Don't Shrink Your Dream, Enlarge Your Faith. And as I read the book, I started to believe I could achieve a dream I was scared to pursue. And I began to enlarge my expectations of what is actually possible. Then I moved on to a book called The Year of the Yes by Shonda Rhimes. Now, Shonda's written dramas like Scandal and Grey's Anatomy, and this book's called The Year of the Yes. And Shonda showed me how I was saying no to opportunities when I should have been saying yes. And in his book, The Compound Effect, Darren Hardy reminded me that small, mundane, unsexy habits compound daily. So keep going, even when I don't feel like it, or even when I can't see any results. Now, the next book called Time Management from the Inside Out. Well, this is a book I did not want to read. And that's probably because I'm not using my time as I should. And the author Julie Morgenstern taught me that time is like a container. You can only contain so much in each day. So prioritize wisely. And she also reminded me to keep one schedule for everything and use pockets of time I didn't anticipate having so I could catch up with smaller tasks. Les Brown, the motivational speaker, taught me profound lessons on researching and preparing well for my audience and clients, and I've taken that up another level. And in his book, Leadership, John C. Maxwell, the leadership expert, affirmed to me that a growth mindset will take me farther than a goal-oriented mindset. And he also taught me the difference between a career and a calling, and I'll do a video on that sometime next year. Mel Robbins taught me the high 5 habit, how to cheer myself up. So cheer myself on and turn up for myself. And Mel provoked me to take action now. And I remember putting the book down a couple of times to actually go and take action, even as I was reading the book. And Mel taught me how to high 5 myself every day. And in his book, Your Best Year Ever, which is my current book, Michael Hyatt opened my eyes to how destructive limiting beliefs are. And like Mel Robbins, he reminded me how to intentionally flip a negative or limiting thought into a positive and expansive one. Now, I've read 6 books and listened to 2 audiobooks as of today's taping, which is the 20th of December. So how did I do it? First, I made up my mind. Secondly, I was willing to forego watching as much TV as I normally would. And thirdly, I listened to audiobooks on the go when I was cleaning, waiting for a bus, going from one place to the other. Now, I still have 1 more week to go, and I'm going to keep going because I want to complete this challenge. The more I learn, the more I want to learn. And now I understand why one person I read about had so many coaches. At the time, I thought, why would someone need so many coaches? Now I get it. Because each of these authors coached and mentored me in a specific area, I felt as though they were talking directly to me, as though they'd written the book for me. And what excites me about this challenge is that anyone can access coaching and mentoring for the price of a book and the investment of your time. One of the authors wrote that successful people view a $30 book as an opportunity to make $1 million. So what does that mean for you? Well, suppose you want to be debt-free. Well, start reading books on money management and how to be debt-free. If you want to be successful, start reading books on success and study the habits of successful people. And if you're going to start a business, or start reading books on business startups, and so on. And then you can also layer your learning like I did by listening to podcasts and audio teaching. And if you can afford it, getting a coach or mentor. As long as you and I are prepared to invest in ourselves, learn and develop, the possibilities are limitless. Don't let opportunities to grow yourself pass you by. Get the books you need and get access to expert coaches and mentors just as I did. Enjoy your learning journey and see you next week. Bye-bye.